So today we've been talking about QR codes, where they come from, why they're here, and how we can implement them in our marketing strategies. As I stated before, QR codes are everywhere. You may not recognize them immediately, but I hope after today's meeting you'll begin to start seeing them, scanning them, learning from them, and seeing how businesses are using them to interact with their customers. We've talked about their origins, we've talked about how they're being used, and shown you some examples of how people are utilizing them today. There are some do's and don'ts, though. Anytime you use a new technology, you always want to be careful of ensuring that you're using them properly, and QR codes are no different. One of the biggest problems that we have from a marketing standpoint is that QR codes, of course, are being driven off your mobile phone. So it's real easy to create a QR code and send it to the landing page of my website. Well, that sounds good in theory, but as anyone who has ever navigated a website on their mobile phone, that can be extremely difficult. The problem that you have is it's very hard to browse. If you're using an iPhone, iPhones are not Flash compliant. So if your website has any Flash components like a header or navigation, it won't even work on the phone. If your site is complex and takes a long time to load, you're going to get what's called a click-off. People are simply going to start looking at your website, navigate for a few moments, and say, "Nah, I give up," and click off. That is the last thing we want to have happen. We also want to make sure that the web address that the QR code is pointing to is accurate. I had a salesman in my office the other day, and he worked for a manufacturing company that supplies digital printing equipment. This equipment is rather expensive, so as we were sitting and talking about the QR codes and how we're utilizing the technology, and we were creating this webinar, he said, "Well, we use QR codes on our brochures," and he whipped out his brochure and laid it on my desk. Well, being the techno geek that I am, I couldn't resist, so I grabbed my phone, I opened my app, I scanned that barcode, and all of a sudden it launched a website that had absolutely nothing to do with my business. It was pointing to a product that we don't even use, and certainly the product had nothing to do with the brochure that I was looking at. So we had a kind of a slight chuckle about that, but I could see the uncomfortable feeling that the salesman had, and the thought process of imagine had he left and I noticed that QR code and I scanned that QR code with him gone and I knew little about their business, I would really feel very unsure about continuing doing business with them, simply because if they can't even send their barcode to the right website, how do I know they're going to take care of me as a customer? In addition, QR codes, let's face it, are not really attractive. They're these ugly little square blobs of ink that mean nothing to the design of a mail piece. So the problem that you have when you work with this type of a barcode is, how do I have it not distract from the design of the piece? Well, the first reaction is to make it really small. The problem is if you make it too small, then it's hard for the phones to scan it and ultimately hard for the customers or consumers to get to the information we're trying to convey. So just as a rule of thought, you probably want to make these barcodes at least 1 inch square and not be so concerned about the visual aesthetic view of a barcode, but focus more on the content that we're going to serve up after that barcode is scanned. Now this is kind of an interesting do and don't. What I liked about this campaign, when you scan this QR code, there's a nice series of videos that you're driven to that kind of give you new and interesting features that the store is promoting at any given time. When I scanned it recently, it was talking about makeup and how you can use makeup to take years off of your appearance. I just liked the way it was produced. I thought it was very cleverly done with the marketing campaign. What concerned me is they did such a nice job of promoting this star which contains this QR code. But the problem is, if you don't know what a QR code is, you may not even understand what you're supposed to do with it, and you won't scan it. And unfortunately, I'm starting to see that more and more as people don't like the visual aesthetic view of these QR codes, so they're changing their colors and they're changing the look and they're changing the dynamic feel of how they operate. The problem is, if you make it invisible, people won't use it. They look for these barcodes, they recognize these barcodes, they know exactly what to do when they see them. If we incorporate that into the design of the piece, then there's a really good chance they won't see it, which defeats the entire purpose. We also want to have a call to action. In marketing, it's a very common term and a very obvious desire, and that is, we want you to do something. So we either want you to take this coupon, or we want to have a giveaway, or there's a special. We need them to interact. The point in this technology is not to convey information and hope that they buy or hope that they do something with it. Give them a reason to. If you act now, you can get this % off. If you act now, you can have this giveaway. If you act in this period of time, you can have a special that you won't get any other time. In addition, we want to ensure that we make the use of the QR code as part of our overall strategy, not just use the technology because it looks really cool. Too often people use a new marketing process and claim that they fail when they did not really have a good roadmap to direct them where they were going. What did they want to get out of this campaign? And how did they want people to interact? And the biggest question of all, why would they? Are you going to give them a reason to interact with you? I have found on occasion that unsuccessful campaigns sometimes have little to do with the technology used to promote them and lots to do with the implementation of the campaign itself. Just keep that in mind as you start down this QR code road to success. So once again, look for these QR codes. Scan them and see how they're being used. See if it makes sense to be implemented in your marketing process. One of the powers of the QR code is that it is best used in an overall cross-media campaign. They're trackable. They can work in conjunction with a personalized campaign that can offer custom content and be designed specifically for use in a mobile format. They can collect information from the user, email, address, phone. All of this can be used in an ongoing process in a marketing campaign. And they also provide the ability to update and market to you in the future. And here is one of the greatest attributes of a QR code. Once we have it, we can put it on every marketing piece and never need to worry about having to change it. We simply update the content of the website to allow continuous interaction with our customers. You see, this type of engagement can provide new offers no matter when they scan the code. If they scan it in July, they'll see July's offers, even if the piece was printed back in February. This holds great value today, especially because our business changes so dramatically each and every day. Lots to think about, huh? I know there's a great deal of information that you're trying to absorb here today, but I hope what you get out of this is an understanding of the power of this technology and how you might be able to implement it to grow your marketing strategy. So where do you start? Let's take a look at 3 opportunities that you can start implementing today. The United States Postal Service recently announced a mobile barcode promotion available this summer. You can use Datamart Direct's mobile retail connection, as well as fully implemented cross-media campaigns integrating pearls, QR codes, and personalization. Let's take a look at them. This summer, the United States Postal Service is offering a 3% discount for anyone who uses a QR code on a direct mail piece. Their purpose behind this is they understand the technology is growing and they want people to integrate that using direct mail as opposed to using other resources. There are some rules though. It is only valid if you submit your mail between July 1st and July 31st of this year. The barcode must be used for marketing purposes and be relevant to the contents of the mail piece. This is important because, back in April when they first announced this, we were speaking to a marketing agency, And the guy I was talking to said, well, this is great. I'm going to use a QR code and I'm going to put it on every single mail piece we do for the clients. And I'm going to direct it to my website because the clients don't care, that they really aren't using the QR code, and I can get more business out of it. The problem is this does not comply with what the post office is trying to do. They want the QR code to be an interactive process between the customer who's mailing the piece and their consumers. The overall objective here is to provide interaction between the consumers and the business using a QR code and their smartphone. And it covers the three major classes of direct mail: first class, standard mail, and most recently nonprofit. There was a short time where nonprofits were excluded because the Postal Service felt they were already giving them a significant discount. But the uproar and the concerns that the industry had, the post office decided, okay, well, we'll add them to the program. Here's a piece that we produced that garnered us a coveted 2011 Peak Award. It demonstrated the integration of direct mail, QR code, and mobile website interaction. We've also been asked by a number of clients to help them join this revolution on an affordable scale. So what we have done is to launch a program that is a turnkey solution to start growing their mobile marketing efforts. We start off by developing a QR code and provide it on posters or table tents. When they scan it, we serve up an interactive mobile site that can provide this week's specials, events, or discounts. We can give them access to your list of services or products, even a menu for them to look over. In addition, a neat feature is the location of the business is embedded in the site's GPS system. We've also added a fun trivia game that's popular in restaurants and bars while patrons are having a drink or waiting for a table. The goal here is to have them provide us an email address to get the answers of the trivia, and we in turn can offer them future specials and information. For myself, on a Friday, I may come home to work and wonder, well, what am I doing tonight? Now imagine if on Thursday I received an email saying, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Click here to see our new specials of the week. Once back on the mobile site, forget where we're located. Click this link and the GPS in your phone will take you right to our door. All of this interaction started from them scanning that QR code maybe weeks earlier. I hope you begin to see the power of this technology and how it all started from scanning a funny-looking barcode. Let's say that you have a program where you need to collect a more robust amount of information to move your marketing forward. That's where we can help by developing a fully customized program integrating personalization and one-to-one marketing, direct mail, email, pearls or personalized URLs, as well as to provide an interactive experience to meet your needs and to build your database, which will allow you to market to your customers in the future. Here is a sample of an integrated marketing campaign that we did for a trade show we were at. We integrated direct mail, a QR code, and a personalized URL. By scanning the QR code, they were directed to a customized website, personalized to them, based on information that we had. It was a fun campaign designed to provide interaction with our customers. You went to the website, you selected whether you wanted a recipe for a drink or a dessert menu. Then what we did is we printed your customized recipe book, and when you came to the trade show and visited our booth, we handed you your personalized recipe book. We had a lot of fun with it, and the response was very, very positive. So who are we? Datamart Direct is a digital marketing production company. We provide VDP, or variable data printing, which is where we work with you to review your data and see where we can provide some relevant content specific to your segments or groups of your database population. We also provide digital printing services. We have state-of-the-art digital printing capability with our fleet of HP Indigo 7000s and Xerox iGen 4 presses. We have mobile website capabilities with QR code developments, as we have been discussing today. We have a full suite of letter shop services in our state-of-the-art direct mail facility. And on the digital side, we can offer email marketing, web-to-print capability, personalized and general URL technology, as all part of our toolbox that we can offer you in whatever customized need you may have. I appreciate everybody's time today. Again, my name is Scott Bussert from Datamart Direct, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out via email, phone, check out our blog, or visit our website.